Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday, and it is Mission Accomplished time. I am Kyle Mish. This is Mission Accomplished, where combat sports meets combat vets. I was laughing because I was running a minute behind, and my sister and John Morissette are already in the comments, and my sister says, "What's up with this? I'm on here before you. What the hell kind of operation you running here?" Hi, Meg. How are you? Hello, John. How are you? Tonight we have a hell of a show. I made it 1 minute into the show before my first F-bomb. I have a couple guests coming on. I got the one half of the main event from BKFC 16, which happened at Biloxi, Mississippi just the other night, last Friday, and it was an absolute war between Joe Hitman Elmore, who is my guest tonight, and Leonard Bad Boy Garcia, in an instant classic war between two monster freaking guys, man. Two Terminators that just don't get knocked down. I swear to God, I can't believe some of the shots these guys were landing on each other. It was a hell of a fight. And then, of course, Leonard Garcia retired right afterwards. And, he's going to be honored, but he's going to get a Legends Award May 29th up in Belfast, New York at the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame. So I'm just waiting on Mr. Elmore to come on. And then after Joe Elmore, we're going to have my brother. I don't know if you guys remember, but Ryan was on here the very first episode of Mission Accomplished ever. It was on Veterans Day, November 11th, 2020, about 4 months ago. Is that 4 months? Let's do the math on this. December, January, February, March. Yeah, so like just over 4 months ago, I started this show, and 27 episodes in now, and Ryan is returning to the show. Former Airborne Ranger, 82nd Airborne, first of the 505th, present and accounted for. Who I don't see your name because you are Facebook user, present and accounted for person, but thank you very much for tuning in. We will have Joe Elmore very shortly. I don't know where he's at right now. I sent the invite to him, so we're just going to hang tight. But anyways, BKFC 16 was the other night. Elmore versus Garcia was the main event, and it was an absolute classic. I'm telling you guys, go check that out. Buy the damn BK TV app. Spend the $40 for the entire year. It gets you every event. You can go back and watch every event the next day, the day after that. You can look up fighters by name and watch all their fights. It's incredible. But that event was another good one, man. There was some controversy. There was like some really, really shitty refereeing. I mean, Melvin Gillard got absolutely hosed by the referee. He got knocked down, and The ropes held him up, and the guy continued to hit him for 2, 3, 4, 5 more punches, and the referee never stopped him. So, and they ended up calling the fight. They ended up stopping it, and they ended up stopping the fight and calling it a TKO. But the minute the ropes held him up, they should have stopped it and moved O'Shaughnessy to the other side and did a 10 count as if it was a knockdown. But the referee blew that one. Melvin Gillard, fucking sucked that one up. But all right. So I'm waiting on Elmore. But while we're waiting on Elmore, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my brother on just to say what's up to him. I'll probably dump him back into the green room at some point when Elmore shows up. But let's go ahead. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shoot him. I'm going to talk to the veteran first. Sorry about the radio silence, folks. This is very unprofessional, but you know what I mean? This is a fucking awesome show, and I promise Elmore will be here. He's just running a little behind. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and bring United States Army veteran, Ranger, Airborne, Air Assault, Sniper, Killer, motherfucker, nice shirt, Rye.
Yeah, what's up?
What's going on, dude?
Not much, dude.
Everybody watching, you guys all should know that this is Ryan Mish, and he is my brother, and he is back for the second time ever. You were on the very first episode of Mission Accomplished 4.5 months ago, Ryan. Veterans Day 2020. I started this thing, and look how far along it's come. What do you think? I didn't have a logo last time you were on here. Ryan's got a gun strapped to his chest, which is interesting. We'll get to that. Hold on 1 second, Ryan. All right, I just shot Joe Elmore a message saying that I'm going to bring the veteran on, and we're going to do that portion first. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Got through another shitty day of work.
Yeah.
Now here I am.
Can you please tell me what is strapped across your chest, and why are you holding a gun in your kitchen?
I carry this bad dog everywhere I go. No.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Talk a little bit about gun control today on this show.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about gun control? Right. Let's. I'll let you have the floor for a second while I'm texting my other guest. A
lot of shitty news on lately that these Democrats want to take our Second Amendment rights away from us. Maybe not take them all away, but it's going to make it extremely hard for us to protect ourselves from them.
So you're in full defense mode right now. You're ready to hold the house down.
Yeah, because something bad's going to happen soon. I have a feeling, and I'm always just going to be prepared for it and protect friends and family.
Protect this country, like what you do best.
Yes, I haven't gotten to do it in a long time, and I'm kind of hoping that the time comes again where I can serve and protect.
Well, right. You know that we have a tight group of family, tight group of friends. A lot of that stems from being in the military, right? You keep friends, you stay in touch with friends, and you always have each other's back no matter what, correct?
Correct.
Well, I want to tell you something. I dug up another one of your homeboys.
You did?
I did. Fa-flam, ba-bam, bam, bam.
Oh, shit.
Come on now.
What up, Quick?
What up, dog?
What's going on?
Been a long time, homie.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
Hanging in there, buddy. Hanging in there.
Looking like good.
Man, trying to hold down the fort, keep my civil liberties at bay. Just doing what I got to do to maintain, buddy.
I see that, man. Doing good things.
Ryan, I had to find this guy in the woods. He's been in the woods for 5 years.
I know. I see.
Off the grid. And now he's back, and he's ready to protect this country with you, my friend.
He is. We will be standing together again someday.
Yes, sir.
The Warriors. Is that what we were called?
That was the forget about it. We were just the dirty third. The dirty third.
The dirty third. Holy shit.
Now, when was the last time you two talked or seen each other?
98.
Yep, 1998.
Holy shit. That's like 75 years ago.
Yeah, no doubt.
Graduation day. Quig came out to dinner with me and mom and dad.
Yeah, it was a blessing because, like I was telling Kyle, like my mom and dad didn't show up and nobody was there for me, but your mom and dad took me out like one of my own, and I was one of their own, and I still owe them dinner for that. I told them it's on my bucket list to come down there and take, come up there and take them out to a nice lobster dinner someday.
Hell yeah, man. Come stay in my house. I got a room.
Yeah, I would love to catch up, buddy. It's been too long, homie. It's just way too long.
Do some pew-pewing out in the backyard.
Yeah. I just picked up a new house and some land, so a lot of cattle around me, so it's going to be a little harder to shoot where I'm at, but.
I see that. You got yourself a nice tractor, too?
Oh, yeah. Had but out there in the woods, man, you had to have those toys just to get by, man. It was a little tough. I ain't gonna lie, man. The last 5 years of my life have just been, no internet, just a landline, no cell phone service. Learned a lot of things, but I'm ready to be plugged in and back in the, watching Kyle's show, watching Mission Accomplished, baby, watching the missions doing the thing.
Yeah.
Hey, in the comment section, a avid watcher of the show, Joe Ivy, says, "What magnificent teeth." I know she's not talking about mine. So, Joe Ivy, are you talking about Ryan or Quigley or both? They both have. Yeah. He's not talking about you, right?
No, not my teeth.
Jesus.
Well,
so you two went to basic training in Fort Bragg. What year the hell?
no, that was at Fort Benning.
Fort Benning. Fort Benning. My bad. Okay. And then Ryan, you went off to Fort Bragg. Quigley, you went to Fort Drum.
Yes, sir.
And where did your paths take you guys? Did you guys stay in touch at all? Did you email? Did you any of that shit?
I got lost. I don't know. After I got out, I kind of put myself in a shell and stopped talking to everybody for a long time. I believe I did one night. I was pretty messed up, and I tried calling you, or maybe I did call you.
You wrote me a letter. You wrote me a letter one time, and we talked. We did talk a couple of times. It was early on, and then you were out there doing your thing. We both probably had our battle buddies, and we were just always digging in, and life just got kind of busy, and thank God Facebook was here, or just kind of keep in touch with people that throughout, saw you on here, but yeah, it was a long time, man. But yeah, here's my closest road dog up there in basic, and
hell yeah,
we was doing the damn thing.
Fucking beefcake,
beefcake.
Good, glad to see you on here, man.
Yeah,
I'm glad that my brother keeps digging up important people, man.
You're an important one, Ranger.
Yeah, sometimes they're hard to find, right? I'll tell you.
How'd you get a hold of him? Through mom?
Well, so Quigley, my mom thinks the absolute world of you. And I don't know if she's watching right now. I hope she is. She said she was going to be tuning in, and if she's missing this live, she's probably going to cry. But she was like, "Do you remember Charles Quigley?" I said, "I don't think I ever met him, Mom. You guys went and saw him at graduation, and that was about it. I just remember you guys talking about him." She's like, "Well, you should have him on your show, and you should bring Ryan on, and you should do the same thing you did with Tank." And I was like, "You know what? I'll reach out to him." And it's like you said, thank God for Facebook or Instagram or all these social medias that could be poison to everybody. Some people use the social media platforms for good. Oh, and Debbie Mish is in the house. In the comments, I am here, so keep the F-bombs at a minimum, fellas. Deb doesn't like those F-bombs.
By there today, she told me not to swear, so I'll try to abbreviate when I do say fuck. Sorry, Ma.
Quigley, that if you ever want to see like a real good comedy routine, you just get me and Ryan in a room with my mom, and I'll be like, "Mom, Ryan just said F," and he'll be like, "I didn't fucking say F," and I'll be like, "He just fucking said it right now," and she'll be like, "Boys." oh, Mom says, "Hey there, hey."
Watch it.
Anyways, yeah, man. So you're out of the woods, Quigley. You're back into the civilian world with internet and cell phones and whatnot. How does that feel? And how long is it going to take for you to get up into New England and hang with the Mish boys a little bit?
Well, I got some family up there, and once we settle in here, and Bitcoin's been rocking, but it's a little down. Once that really hits the fan, then I'm gonna have a lot of extra cash, and I'm swinging out there buying everybody plane tickets to an island. We're gonna go out there and do it.
Would you get in there early?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good for you, man.
Yeah, we paid for all the furniture, everything with Bitcoin. We kind of got in there when it was about 11, and
Jesus, no.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, so yeah, but I got some family in Boston, and look, like I can't wait to take you guys out, man. Kind of hang out.
Can't wait to have you.
Now I know where this comes. I don't want to hang out with too many of my family members. There are a lot of Democrats up there, so.
Oh shit.
Come
and hang out with the missus. You're in the right house.
Yes, I can tell.
Yeah. As you can tell, Ryan hasn't changed much. He's sitting in his kitchen with a Fuck ISIS t-shirt and a rifle strapped across his chest.
Because he's the man.
Look at this guy.
Oh my God! Look at him.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Out some toys. This gun control thing's really, really starting to piss me off, and I just wanted to let any important people out there, or people who think they're important, that if they're gonna come take my guns, it's gonna be over my dead body.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't come to my house.
Hey, I got stories for you about when I was living in Kansas City and the police, they heard a shot outside, and just because I was coming straight off the boat from Iraq, they were coming at me with teams of just cops everywhere. And, turned out there was a meth head that shot the gun that was next to me, and they had me in shackles and everything else. She's like, well, I shot the gun, and well, they let me out of the shackles, and all of a sudden they were like, get out of here. And they wrote her a ticket. So yeah. That was the turning point of me getting out of the city. And I just strayed a little too far out of the city. So,
dude, I got to tell you, man, I pull a couple of real true Americans like you on here in the in the chat room, blows up. Literally, there's like people fucking going crazy in there for you. But Deb Mish gives you the mean face emoji, Ryan, for all your antics.
Yeah,
I'm sorry if I was cussing. My bad.
I got a veteran watching me now that I was actually in Iraq with, and he keeps sending me some messages. He's not on. I don't know if he's on here to send you a message, but he's sending it through text. But his name's Chris Corcione. He's another Ranger, and he's a badass dude too.
Well, I would love to have Corcione one time. I know that he was. You guys were both in that documentary together, right? The Occupation Dreamland. Corcione was a mainstay in that thing.
Yeah,
he did a lot of talking, that boy.
Yeah, I wish I would have been in there more with him, but
yeah. So, anyways, it's a reconnection of old friends. I got to tell you, man, I have not seen any like my I have gone on Facebook and like Instagram, and I've searched names of people that I was tight with, and either they're not on social media or their names are like fucking hidden or something, man, because I can't find any of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Jordan Sharp and Corey Crocker, if any of those you guys are watching my show, you should be, for God's sakes. Hit me up. Let's talk.
Let's talk. Yeah. And hey, Ryan, we got to stay in touch, Mish. We got to stay in touch. So
you got a pen, write my number down, and then you can call me.
You should message, right? You don't want to put your phone on the fucking internet, okay? So people,
I don't want to do that.
You got crazy people.
I'll send it through her.
Okay.
Yeah. Send.
I got you on Facebook. I'll send it through you.
Yeah. Let's do that. Hey, I'm plugged in now, man. It feels good. I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm like, I could watch like Netflix. Like, well, what's that?
Yeah.
But even though it sucks, it's all political, democratic, but
Yeah. I don't watch much TV. I just do a lot of I don't know what the hell I do these days. I don't do much.
Yeah.
Right. You work and you sleep.
I work and I sleep. That's about it.
That's it. So anyways, thank you for coming on here, Quigley. I will have you back anytime. And like Ryan said, he's got a lot of room in his house. I got a lot of room in my house. You're welcome to come up here anytime and party with the Mishes. You guys go ahead and say whatever you want to say, and then I'll let you get going, and I will I will run Ryan. All right.
You, brother. Love you.
Love you too, dog. We'll see. We'll be up soon.
All right.
Out here.
33rd.
33rd. Get it. Don't give a fuck.
All right, man. Wow, dude, another one of your old boys, right?
Man.
As many as I could pull out of the woodwork, I'll keep bringing them. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is crazy. This is on Facebook Live. You can, I don't know who that is because it says Facebook user. They didn't give me permissions. So, brother, man, you are everyone's favorite veteran. What do you think about a speed round? I got a good one for you. I got a real good one for you.
Let's do it.
What do you think? Okay, speed round number 2 with the United States Veteran Army Ranger Sniper Airborne Aerosol guy. Hold on. It's Ian. Ian, give permission so I can see your damn name. All right, speed round with Ryan Mish, part 2. Here we go. Hey, what sport would you like to compete in professionally if you had the ability to and the skill to?
Bare knuckle boxing.
Oh shit, dude! I might know someone. Dude, they hold up. I I want to say they got tryouts coming up real soon down in Alabama. And
I keep saying I want to, but this whole finger surgery thing kind of, because I can't get my finger down.
Oh, that might be a problem with Bear Knuckle.
Win. It's got to be a good money fight, though, because I'm going to have to sink it all back into surgery after I break it.
Well, maybe if you go down into bare knuckle tryouts and you start punching something hard enough. Oh, Belfast. Yeah, right. So at the end of May, they're gonna have a Hall of Fame induction ceremony up in Belfast, New York. It's about a 6-hour drive from where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
I plan on taking a road trip up there, seeing the induction. And the very next day, they're holding tryouts. Deb Mish says, "No way,
no way."
And I'll tell you, hey, yep.
I bet your wife would say no way also, but
yeah, well, you know what? That's part of being married, right? Sometimes you got to disappoint the old lady.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both mom and your wife, Monica, are both gonna watch this and say that we're both stupid for even talking about it. We will go ahead and move on to question number 2. What kind of business would you start today if given a chance?
I'd start a thing for kids.
Like what?
Teaching kids life skills and like sports and just things that they're going to need to know that they're not getting taught these days. Kids are getting all left up right now with being home. None of the kids want to go back to school anymore. And if we don't get them on path, they're all going to be a bunch of dumbasses. So I would like to teach them things that the ones who don't go to college, because most kids don't go to college, teach them skills with their hands that'll get them some money someday.
Not like bare knuckle skills with their hands, though, right? Like
you might being able to throw a little bit of that in there, but I'm talking like how to use tools and being respectful and everything. Pretty much like a military school for kids.
There you go, like a little boot camp.
Yeah,
but kind of make it fun, like a summer camp with grizzly veterans teaching them how to live.
Right.
That's an excellent idea. And if there's anybody out there that wants to fund this project for Ryan, go ahead and fund it, and we'll get that thing going. Number 3, if you could speak 2 other languages fluently, Ryan, what languages would you pick?
Probably Chinese.
Why? Okay, why?
Just because I want to know what they're fucking saying behind my back.
when you eat a lot of Chinese. So, dude, when I was writing these questions today, I said I was reading them out loud, and the girl Lisa that I work with, I go, Lisa, hey, if you could pick 2 languages to speak fluently, which ones would you pick? So she says, I don't know, I think she said like Italian and Spanish or something like that. And I go, I'm pretty sure my brother's going to say Chinese because he loves Chinese food and he's going to want to know what they're saying behind the counter.
Yeah. I just watched the movie Click last night, and he switched it over. The Chinese guys were talking about him, and he switched it to English. Talking shit. But yeah, Chinese and Spanish. I mean, Spanish is, well, they're all moving the hell in the country now, so we better figure it out.
So Chinese and Spanish, that's the 2?
Yeah.
Like Wayne in Wayne's World. Oh, you learn how to say I'm pretty in Cantonese.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan. Rank these Arnold Schwarzenegger 80s movies best to worst. Predator, Commando, Conan the Barbarian, Terminator. Best to worst.
Best to worst.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Commando was the best.
Okay, that's number 1.
Then Predator.
2.
Then I forget what the other one was, but the last one would be Conan.
The other one was Terminator.
Yeah, Terminator, then Conan.
So you say Commando 1, Predator 2, Terminator 3, Conan the Barbarian 4. Yes. And man, I'll tell you right now, I was writing that question today for you, and I looked up his 80s, his portfolio. His 80s movies are insane. I left out The Running Man. I left out Twins. Red Heat, Raw Deal, Conan the Destroyer. That guy,
Yeah, he was a busy man.
hell yeah, his 80s list of movies is crazy. Right, number 5 for Ryan. Would you rather live in ancient Rome as a champion gladiator or in the Wild West as a notorious outlaw?
I'd be the gladiator. Yeah.
That's what I figured. And so, like I said, when I write these, I try to guess what my guests. I guess what my guest is going to say, and I'm like, yeah, the gladiator. And then like I said, I'm with Lisa at work when I write these, and she's like, yeah, but gladiators are slaves. I go, yeah, but the champion gladiator is treated like a king. He has all the ladies. He has all the good food. They shave him, like in Spartacus.
Well, I was that Spartan for Halloween that year. I was all about the 300 movie, man.
Yeah, you went as him for Halloween.
Yeah, I was at Chasers, I believe.
Did you have abs or did you paint them on?
No, I think I had my own.
Son of a bitch. I don't know when the last time I saw an ab was.
I'll show you.
I got one big ab, dude. It's like
Big
just
ab.
one big square ab. Yeah. I'm not gonna lift my shirt up like you just did because I'll be embarrassed. All right. Hey, we all know the moon's not made of cream cheese.
But if it was, would you eat it?
But if it was made of barbecue spare ribs, would you eat it then? The question's simple, Doc. Would you eat the moon if it was made of spare ribs? I know I would.
I know I would.
I'd have seconds and wash it down with a tall, cool Budweiser. All right, number 7. Would you rather be able to only use a fork, no spoon? This is like for the rest of your life. Fork, no spoon, or spoon, no fork?
Spoon, no fork.
Really?
Yeah, shovel that shit right in faster.
How you going to eat spaghetti? Chopsticks?
Got to put your face close to the bowl.
That's a big spoon. Oh man, let's see what people are here. Okay, strutting around the house naked in my new Mission Accomplished t-shirt. That's got to be Ian. A lot of people are laughing at the antics right now. Brad Williams says spoon. He says yes. He agrees with you. Yeah. I don't know, man. I thought fork, but because you could drink soup and you could drink anything that you would eat with a spoon. But yeah, well, that's why it's a debatable question, Ryan. What is the greatest breakfast cereal of all time?
Man, that's a tough one. I haven't eaten cereal in such a long time. We got, as a kid, I used to like those like a bland Rice Krispies because I could put a ton of sugar all over it and it would just taste so good.
I did that for Jackson like real recently. We had Rice Krispies. I think Amy might have bought them to make Rice Krispie treats, but I poured a bowl for him and then I fucking way over sugared that shit. And
can you do that though? Over sugar?
Well, when he finished eating it, he was drinking the milk and then he like left the bowl on the table and like went in the other room. And I was like, hey man, you didn't finish your milk. He goes, I can't. I'm like, what do you mean you can't? I go in there, dude. It is like mud in the bottom. It was so thick. There was no milk left. Like the sugar absorbed all the milk. He could have ate it with a spoon, which I would have, but all right. People in the Joe Ivy says Fruit Loops. Brad Williams says Cookie Crisp. Spork is the greatest invention ever. I don't know who wrote that because it's Facebook user. It's probably Ian again. Cocoa Pebbles. I will agree with Cocoa Pebbles. That's a really good one.
Fruity Pebbles are good too.
Fruity Pebbles too. I had a donut from what's that one down in Norwich? The Baker's Dozen.
Baker's Dozen, yeah.
Yeah, it was a donut. I hadn't eaten a donut in so long, and it was topped. It was okay. It had the cream filling of a Boston cream donut, but it had vanilla frosting, and it was topped with Fruity Pebbles, and it was Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Bob Lord hates Rice Krispies, and Mike Hunold says Fruity Pebbles. So, that's another debatable question. That's why we're here. This is America, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9. What would you do if you were the opposite sex for one day?
Mom, cover your ear. I would have a train ran on.
No, you would not. You know what I said? I was like, is it Dixie Donuts? Somebody said Dixie Donuts. Is that what it was? Maybe it's Dixie Donuts.
There's both of those right in Norwich.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what I was thinking is like, you ever go to a gentleman? Yeah. You ever go to a gentleman's club? Play with himself all day. You ever go to a strip club with a woman?
Yeah, I went.
You ever?
My wife.
Mom says, "Be nice." You ever see the unbelievably awesome treatment that a woman gets from all the strippers in a strip club?
Mm.
I feel like I would probably just hang out in a strip club all day if I was the opposite sex for a day.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough question. I just said run a train on me because funny, but
get him, Mrs. Mish. So Mom says be nice. Joe Ivy agrees with her. Let's just move on to that one. Let's all right. Armed, Ryan, last question. Armed with a machete and a 9mm pistol, do you think you could survive an attack by a polar bear?
Oh, yeah. Dude,
yeah?
Well, yeah. You'd shoot it in the head first, right? And then you chop it apart with the machete.
How big is a polar bear? I didn't do my research on. I didn't do my.
Oh.
Are these things like 3,000 pounds? Somebody in the that was a setup. So yeah, I don't know if you could do it. Right. Bonus question.
In Ranger school, we were up in the mountain phase and they had us stop because mother bear and her cubs, dude, walked probably like 8 feet away from me, walked right through. We all had to stop and put our heads down. And this big ass bear walked right by. It was crazy.
What kind of bear was it? Like a black bear?
Brown or something? Black, brown bear. It wasn't a grizzly.
Where was Ranger School? In Georgia?
Well, yeah, two parts are in Georgia and one's in Florida, but that was Dahlonega, Georgia, in the mountains.
Right. Ian Olson says that a polar bear is 11 feet long and 2,000 pounds in weight. Do you think a 9mm bullet is going to stop it? I think you'd have to hit it right through the
eyes, and then you could hack it apart with a machete.
Look, I love how everyone chimes in with all the friggin' stats. It's great, man.
Yeah.
So
fast that they can come up with that shit.
Yeah. Well, people are amazing. Mike Hunold says 8 to 11 and up. 8'11" and up to 1,700 pounds. Ryan, tell the fire ant story. Can you tell the fire ant story? Let's close the book on the speed round. What's the fire ant story? Is it a Ranger School thing?
No, that was I went to training in Louisiana. It's called the box that you go down into, and we jumped in, and it was dark that night, and we got to our alpha, and they told us just to bed down for the night, and I laid in like a huge mound of fire ants and got eaten so bad that I had to go to the aid station and get like a bunch of shots, and spent like a day and a half getting treated for fire ant bites. Those things are wicked.
So when I was working on my last deployment, I was working with these civilian contractors, and I'm standing outside this trailer, and this big dude, his name was DJ, giant, fucking like 6'4", 270-pound black dude, coolest guy ever. He's standing there, and he's like moving around, and he's like, I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing? And my boy Cisco's there, and Cisco's like, DJ, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he's like moving his legs. He pulls his pant leg up. He had ants going up. They engulfed his shoe and went up his leg. Dude's taking his pants off, kicking his boots off, and he's running across the flight line, like like slapping his legs.
I'm the guy, man. Because after I came back from that training, I had to do CQ, 24-hour duty. You know, it's two guys. Yep. So one guy will go sleep for a little while. And we were at battalion. So I went and laid on the floor of the war room, like the meeting room. And I got covered in black ants. Dude, I freaked out, man.
You ever hear of a bullet ant?
A bullet ant?
Yeah, a bullet ant. A bullet ant is supposedly one of the most painful bites in the world. It is. They say that
feels like it's shot by a bullet.
Yeah, well, it feels like a 22 caliber bullet going into your skin, like the equivalent. So this dude, you ever see that guy? He's the LA Beast, and he did all those food challenges, and he like ate the cactus. That big guy. Hey,
yeah,
have a good day. That guy.
Yeah.
So he got he ran out of food challenges to do. So he decided to go with pain. He was doing pain challenges, and he went down to South America to some Indian tribe or some South American, Native American tribe. And they do this ritual to become a man when you're 14 years old. They do this dance, and they paint you with all this shit. And then they dance around this, they boil this thing in the middle, and they put these gloves on your hand. Inside the gloves are bullet ants. They put them on your hands full, and you have to keep your hands up like this. And they do this dance around the thing a certain number of times, and then they pull the things off. He did that when I don't know how they don't die from this. Ian says stick a bullet in your urethra. It'll make you a man. Dude. So he took the gloves off. It looked like he had been shot in his hands a bunch of times, and they took him to the hospital because his hands swelled up, and he started having palpitations, and he almost had a heart attack from the bullet ant bites. Ugh. Yeah. What was the wildest shit to ever happen to you while you were at Ranger School? Or the guy that's supposed to be coming on, Joe Elmore, is a big skydiver. He's a big adrenaline junkie. I don't know if you've ever seen this guy fight, right? But he's an absolute maniac. He punches himself in the face before he goes out to the he legit bare knuckle punches himself in the face before he even walks out to the ring. And then he likes to take a few shots before he starts giving them. He says getting hit in the face gets his blood flowing. So he's one of those guys. Yeah. But he jumps out of planes. What would be the craziest airborne story you got?
So on the drop zone, there's this crew called DZSO, which they are the ones who put out at night. They put out lights in the middle of the drop zone, and it shows the planes where to get online to drop the guys. Well, it was November, and we were jumping in to do a big mission against Op 4, which is laser tag type shit. And those guys had burn barrels along the edge of the tree line, and DZSO never put the lights out in the middle of the drop zone. So the planes came down and thought that
the burn barrels,
the tree line was the middle of the drop zone. And they dropped 6 chalks of guys into the woods, and I was one of them. And that was my first tree jump. And I came down, and as soon as because you could see gray, and then it went black. And as soon as it went from gray to black, I was like, oh, shit. So I knew I was going to hit a tree. So I came down preparing to really get beat. But when I hit the top of the pine tree, it was hitting pillows. And then all of a sudden, my chute lost air. So then I started plinkoing down the tree, and I got stuck pretty high up in the tree. But the way I was stuck, my harness had me all twisted sideways, and it felt like it was breaking my neck. And what they teach you to do is aim your reserve and shoot it towards the ground, and then unhook and try to climb down your chute.
Oh, shit.
Well, the way I was aiming, the way I was hanging when I shot it, it shot straight over a branch and got stuck. So I was kind of screwed, and I was in so much pain that released my parachute and fell about 20 feet down onto my back, right next to the guys that were playing the enemy, and knocked the freaking wind out of me so bad. But thank God for them pine needles in them woods, man. They're like 3 feet thick, so it kind of padded me a little bit. I didn't break anything. Was still able to go on to Mish'n.
You didn't get hurt at all.
I was hurt, but I just kept going.
So
displayed the intestinal fortitude required to fight on to the Ranger objective and complete the mission, though I be the lone survivor. Rangers lead the way.
Rangers lead the way, right? Joe Ivy says, I don't know why anyone would jump out of a perfectly good plane. And then everybody was loving the human Planko analogy. But then Mike Hunnell comes in with a strong statement. These are military planes, far from perfect.
Yeah. No, you wanted to get out of them things as fast as you could because it wasn't comfortable in them planes at all.
So for those who don't know, when Ryan got out, this is a great story, and I love this. And it's kind of like it came back around to me a few years later. Ryan had a roofing company when he got out. It was called Ranger Roofing, and we were I would go help him. We were doing a roof somewhere around here in
Norwich. It was on
Laurel Hill, maybe.
Laurel Hill.
We were up on Laurel Hill, and it's like a 2-story house, but the backyard, when you go out the back door of the house, the yard kind of like went downhill. And we're up on the roof, and he comes on the other side, and he's like, he's got like the hoe, right? He had the hoe, and he's like, just hold a broom or something.
My shovel broke, and the pin fell down towards the edge of the roof. So I handed you one end of the broom, and I grabbed the other end.
Yeah. So instead of like putting a plank down so he could stand on it or anything, he's like, just hold it. So I'm like holding it, and Ryan's like holding it with one hand. And he's like halfway down the roof, and then all of a sudden his hand lets go. He slides down the roof and flies off the roof, 2 stories down, hits the grass, and tumbles down the yard. Perfect airborne roll. Like you landed perfect. You got to the bottom of the yard and you stood up. You're like, holy shit.
Like, and the lady, the first parachute landing fall I did right.
Yes, and the lady in the house was in her kitchen, and she goes, "I see this body go flying by my window," and I'm like, "Oh my god!" I almost had a heart attack. Well, a few years later, I got back from the 12-13 deployment, and Danielle asked me to come talk to NFA to talk to her students, and I go there, and I'm in uniform, and this security guard is like escorting me to the classroom, and she's like keeps looking at my shirt. She's like, Mish, I know you from somewhere. I'm like, I went to school here like 20 years ago. And she's like, no, it's not that. She goes, you got a brother? I'm like, yeah. She goes, I think your brother fell off my roof. And I was like, yes, you do know me. I was the one still on the roof when he fell down. She's like, you boys almost gave me a heart attack that night. It was that day. That was great.
Well, my legs hurt so bad these days.
How many jumps would you think that you had in your career?
Well over 100. I was a jump chaser when I first got in. I was at 2504 or 1504 when I first got in, and the thing to do, because I was living in the barracks for a little while, was just go chase jumps. So on the weekend we would go and jump like 5 times in a row out of a plane, and we were doing it all the time. So like combat equipped jumps, I don't know, I had quite a few, but just regular jumps out of a plane,
What's the highest you ever jumped out of a plane, like height?
I think
30?
2,000 feet was the highest.
I thought you didn't do Halo. Is Halo jump?
I didn't do any Halo. It was static line.
Oh.
I think in airborne schools when you do your highest jumps. I know I did a pretty high one for some kind of stupid training, and I think it was around, I know it was above 1,500, but usually it's like 500 or 600 to 800 feet is what they drop you at, because they want you on the ground as fast as possible, which that's where you get pretty messed up.
Ryan, you want to jump with Tom soon?
No,
He
I
got
don't jump at all anymore. I can get hurt jumping out of my truck these days.
yeah. Well, man, well, I don't know where my other guest was. We're going on 45 minutes, me and you talking right now. Well, we could have people ask questions, or we can wrap this thing up, and I can get back on here with Joe if he does pop on.
We can. Who's got questions?
Anybody got any questions? Anybody want to ask? This is the open forum. Ask the veteran anything you want, and he will answer it unless it's gonna incriminate him. Go ahead, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll answer this question.
What's that?
Or I'll tell you something. The best beard product out there on the market right now would be Beard Octane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Put it in tonight. Put it in every night after the shower. Makes your beard luscious.
Joe, Joe's a good dude, and he's got a great product there, and he should sponsor this program.
Yeah,
he sponsored the last one that I was on, and now I'm actually looking for sponsors as we speak. Anybody know anybody? Hook
it up.
Anything after 10,000, you need O2. You never needed oxygen, right?
No, I never jumped that high.
No, you got pretty high. You'd have to be pretty high, but I think I could do it. I bet you would, Panama Red.
Who's your favorite sibling? That's a trick question, isn't it?
Yeah, who's your favorite sibling? How about...
I love you guys equally.
What is your favorite MRE?
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Spaghetti and meatballs, all right. What do you know what the sides are in the spaghetti?
Anything that's got the cheese in it.
Yeah, the nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese.
That's nacho cheese. How about this? Does it work on taints, Rye? I think he's asking about the beer taint. Asking for Larry's asking for a friend.
You got a luscious taint, Larry?
Somebody jumped from, I don't know who Facebook user is, but he jumped from 15
feet.
50, I'm guessing 15,000. Jesus, that's a long ways.
No, my buddy Graham, he's special forces, and he's a Halo jumper. Oh shit, my phone's getting low power here. Yeah, he jumps, and he actually teaches Halo now, so he's jumped from pretty high, about 30,000, I think.
Right. Do you remember Fat Brian?
Fat Brian, yeah.
Fat Brian's gonna eat you.
Yeah. Who's that? Billy?
I don't know who that is. It must be Billy, dude.
Yeah.
Brad Kelly, BKFC fighter himself.
Chili Mac is a good one, yeah.
He says Chili Mac.
Cheese in there. I
didn't know. And Brad Kelly must be a veteran, I'm guessing. I don't know, or he just gets his hands on some freaking MREs once in a while. I know Ryan's on that steady MRE diet every once in a while. Cheese spread. I posted my recent article on BKFC 16 and Garcia's retirement. Any love will help. I don't know who that is, because I would absolutely say who. I wish I could see these people's names, but they're not granting permissions. Who's older? Okay. Susan Walker, I would like you to guess who's older. You guess right, god damn it. Oh, it's Joel. No, I don't. Joel. Ryan's older, Susan. Ryan's older.
Yeah, I'm older.
Yeah. Layla says, hi, Uncle Ryan. Oh, there's a whole bunch. My question, since we have the same name, what's your middle name? Thomas.
Thomas.
His name is... Oh, Brad Kelly was at 11 Bravo, 11 Bang Bang.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, thank you for your service.
Brother.
What's that?
I said, thanks for your service, brother.
Hell yeah. He just fought the other night at BKFC 16 against a guy named Elvin Brito from Puerto Rico. Elvin Brito has a wild ass style of fighting. He keeps his hands
backwards.
And he keeps him down. Like, I don't know, man. you're gonna have to watch it. The way he comes at weird angles because he keeps fucking. I mean, Brad Kelly would be able to tell you, and he's gonna be coming on the show soon. Hopefully sooner than later. Ryan, we will have to hook you up after the range with in May. Ryan, I don't know. Oh, okay. Seemed like 4 minutes strapped in the back of a man. Who does a better front flip off the diving board?
Who is that?
That must be Joel. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, let me pull up my phone so I could see who the hell these people are. Someone knows us, because if you don't know, now you know. The Mish boys can do some shit off of a diving board. That's for sure. It's in our blood. I would say Ryan's better off a diving board than I am, because he's willing to hurt himself.
Yeah.
And I don't. I mean, I used to be able to do doubles and shit, but let's see. I don't know. View the newest comments. Yeah, Ryan's better off a diving board than me. Ryan will do double gainers, fucking double front flips. Favorite rifle to shoot?
I don't know. I like them all. I don't do as much shooting as I would like to, but I don't also want to pay for any rounds or waste any rounds. So I just make sure they're on target, and then I put them back in the closet.
Yeah. We haven't shot in a while, man, so we need to do that. We didn't do our typical Did we do one this year? Like right around my birthday, around beginning of December, we usually shoot up.
You guys did some shooting. I'm trying to make a range out in the woods. I just finally got a 4-wheeler, so I go out there, and I want to make a nice range out in my property. So
Well, it's not looking good about my fighter guest for the evening. That's unfortunate. You know, I've noticed that sometimes the time difference makes it. I thought he was East Coast, but he might not be. He might not be East Coast, and we might have
East Coast.
we far East Coast. Yeah. Good night. Good question. Would you guys spend a day in each other's lives if you could switch places? Yeah, probably.
I would, but you don't want to go to work where I work, man.
No,
fuck that. Oh, I need to that business that I was talking about. I need to do that. I need to stop hurting myself. What I do just beats the piss out of myself, and I need to find something that pays well and doesn't beat the piss out of me.
Larry said the annual Mish shootout, it didn't happen this year. I didn't think it did. I don't remember, because usually I go around my neighborhood and collect everybody's pumpkins, and then we bring all the pumpkins down and we do some shoot 'em up shit in the backyard.
Yeah.
Ian says, Ryan, let's get back in the gym and rip weights. And favorite rapper, Biggie or Tupac?
I said Tupac.
He said Tupac last time. What do you do, Rye? Susan Walker wants to know. What do you do?
I'm in construction. I'm a foreman for a company and excavation, and apparently now I'm a carpenter.
Oh yeah?
Never wanted to be, but I have to.
What do you mean? What the hell are you building?
I don't know. I'm doing framing in a metal building we just put up, but I'm a bridge guy. I usually build bridges, but right now we don't have no bridge work, so I'm building metal buildings.
Well, yeah, that's a rough job, but at least you're getting warmer weather now.
Yeah, it's nice. So I'm stuck inside now, which is what I don't like.
Yeah, how come you couldn't build the metal buildings in the dead of the winter and then build bridges in the warm weather? What's that all about?
Well, I just did this metal building in the dead of winter. It sucked.
Who's that? It must be Joel.
Apiary. Who is that?
It's gotta be Joel.
Is it?
Yeah, Joel. I'm gonna guess it's Joel.
Joel.
Anyways, Rye, I think
with you.
Yeah, get him a job with you, you bastard, and then you can bring him to a Patriots Chiefs game and sit in your boss's seats and let him get punched in the face in the DraftKings bar. Right? Did I ever tell you about that?
No, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah. So Joel gets 4 tickets to Patriots Chiefs game a few years back, 2 years ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Brady was still on the Pats, and we go up there, and on the way up there, Joel's like, dude, this guy's name is Joe. We're not gonna say his last name, it doesn't matter. He says these are Joe's seats. Do not do any dumb shit, because if we lose his season tickets, I will lose my job and it'll fuck everything up. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So we're like, we're having drinks or whatever, and we're having a good time. And we go to the bar, the DraftKings bar inside Gillette Stadium. For those who have never been to Gillette Stadium used to only serve beer for years. And the worst thing they could have ever done to this stadium is put a bar in there that serves hard liquor. Like, Jesus Christ. It's like throwing a can of gasoline onto a fucking fire.
Joel in there.
Yeah, sorry, right. So we go into the bar to get drinks, and I order 2 beers, and I'm with Kaylee, and I order the beers, and as I'm waiting at the bar, there's a guy here and there's a guy here on my two sides like this, and they're beefing with each other, and it is packed in that fucking bar. So I got my hands up like this, and I'm like, "Yo, stop!" I'm like, "Fucking stop!" And they're like, kind of like nudging, and I'm in the middle of them, and I'm like pushing them back like this. I'm like, "Let me get my fucking beers." I'm like, "Let me get my beers. I don't want any fucking issues." Like, I did not want to get arrested in Massachusetts for fighting, and I didn't want Joel to lose the season ticket. So I am trying to avoid this, and then this dude goes at him this way, so I push him like this, and this guy swings at him. So when I have my back to this guy pushing this dude, he swings and he clips me right on the side of the eye there. And I turn around and he's like, "Oh, I was trying to hit him." I'm like, "Fucking let me get my beers." So the guy puts the beers out, and I take them and I give one to Kaylee, and we're backing out. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. I was so mad, but I didn't do anything. And I'm standing there, and we got our beers like this. They brawled right in front of us. They're fighting, and then it turns into a 12-man fight. And me and Kaylee are sitting there, and she's like, "I can't believe you didn't hit him back." She goes, "What the fuck was that?" I go, "Kaylee, I'm 37 years old with 2 kids and a fucking job. And Joel is here with his, with a very important person's season tickets. I'm like, I'm not trying to get into a fight here." And she's like, "Wow, you've really grown up." She's like, "You have really grown up. This is amazing." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm a fucking adult. See that? I'm an adult. Adult."
You want to talk about growing up? I quit drinking forever. That's growing up.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I had to.
Hey, so the best part about that whole story, that was the end of the getting punched in the face at the Gillette Stadium story. But getting back to the Joel LaFrancois telling us to behave ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
We get back to the seats in second half. The Patriots are driving. Brady throws a pass to N'Keal Harry out on the left side of the field. He gets the ball. He's right on the sideline. He cuts in. Should be a touchdown. Blow the whistle. They say he's out of bounds. They say he's out of bounds at the 3-yard line, and we're 10 rows off the field behind the Patriots team. So we have a really good view of what just happened. It's right in front of us. The dude was this far inbounds. He was a clear 3 inches inbounds. They called him out.
Yeah.
They review it, and they deemed that the fucking replay evidence was not enough to overturn it. So he's down at the 3, no touchdown. That's what they called back the touchdown. I think that's what it was. There was a touchdown, and then they called back the touchdown. So the Patriots would have won the game. Joel went absolutely ballistic.
Got naked and ran out.
No. But he's saying everything you could possibly say. F words, C words. and this lady in front of us, like I'm talking like probably a lady in like her 60, 50s, 60s, like and like mom's age around there. She turns around, she goes, "Hey, watch your mouth." Joel's like, "Shut the fuck up, you fucking." I'm like, "Dude," and I grab him and he's like going off on this lady. I'm like, Joel. I'm like whispering in his ear. I'm like, "Joe's seats. We're in Joe's seats." And he's like, all right. And she said something else to him. He went right back off on her again. Like we would have lost. If I wouldn't have switched spots with Joel, he would.
Own seats?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, hey, my phone's gonna die. I don't want it to cut out while we're in mid conversation. So.
Yeah, it's all right, dude. I'm gonna end up calling it for the night anyway because I'm not getting any response back. But for those who are still tuning in, pay attention. I might just end up going live in a little bit anyway. If I'm not gonna tell that story. Kyle, tell the story how you got the seat from the stadium. I'm not doing that. Anyways, thank you for coming on again, Ryan.
Thanks for having Quig on here, man. It was good to see him.
Yeah, that was super cool. Like I never talked to him in my life. Mom was like, "You remember Quigley? You remember?" She always says that. You remember Quigley? I'm like, I don't think I ever met him or talked to him. I don't think so. When would I have?
Badass dude, and I can't wait to have him up here, man.
Yeah, that was cool. And it's kind of funny how, like, in the age, like I said earlier when you guys were both on, in the age of social media turns people into scumbags and keyboard tough guys, but it also gives an opportunity to reconnect with people that you have not seen in years, that you have lost touch with. Yeah. And like, I don't have his phone number. You don't have his phone number, but you just hit him on the Facebook Messenger and say, "Hey,
right.
If you're around, we should talk." And yeah, what I mean? It's cool. I appreciate it. So
yeah. All right, brother. Well, thanks for having me on again. We'll do it again sometime.
Hell yeah, man. I'll talk to you soon. I don't know if I'm coming down this week. Are you gonna be? Mom and Dad they're not gonna be around, right? So
I gotta work this weekend. So
all right, man. I will talk to you. See you soon.
Later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was my brother Ryan. That was a fun show. Good time, always shooting the shit, dude, for an hour and 2 minutes with the older brother. Unfortunately, the other planned guest for the evening, this shit happens, man. People get busy. I don't know what happened, but oh, hold up. His internet went out. I just got the message. Hold on a second. It might be back up. I might have Joe Elmore coming on in a second here. Just stand fast, ladies and gentlemen. Hold tight. Just bear with me as I type. Is it back up now? I can still have you on. I'm singing to him as I type because that's what I do. I can still have you on. I'm a good singer, right? Yeah, I sing to my wife every single night. She looks at me with disgust and tells me to shut up. All right, so I just shot him a message. I'm gonna resend him the invite, and maybe we can get the Hitman on here, man. Hitman Joe Elmore. And after an hour of talking to the brother, we could still do this. I know this is hey, just come in or back on. It crashed on me. Okay, yep. Resending the invite. All right, so I appreciate everybody that is still hanging in there with me. All right. Fist Fighter. Who is this man? Ba-boom. All right, hold tight. Give it a minute. I think we're still going to get Joe Elmore on here. So, anyways, things happen in the world, especially with the internet. And you know, it is pretty insane is Quigley, the guest that surprised my brother tonight. Quigley lived 5 years with no internet and no cell phone until just recently. The dude came back onto the grid from living off the grid and, you know, got himself a cell phone and some internet. And now he's back with the common folk here. Yeah, for those who don't know, Miesha Tate Cupcake is back in the UFC, and she's going to fight Marion Renault July 17th at a fight night event, probably in Vegas, I'm guessing. Probably in Vegas. And yeah, man, she's great. Everybody loves Cupcake. And when I say Cupcake, I'm talking about Miesha Tate for all you snackers out there. Yeah, excited to see her. And coincidentally, it's going to be Marion Renault's retirement fight. So it'll be Misha's coming out party, and it'll be Renault's retirement party. So they're going to swap spots. And I appreciate everybody that stuck around. I don't know if he's quite ready yet, but Mr. Elmore is in the green room right now, ready to rock and roll, I believe. Thank you for sticking around, ladies and gentlemen, and let's do this. Ba-boom, Mr. Hitman, how are you, sir?
Man, doing good. Sorry about that, guys. Anybody that stuck around, I apologize, man. My internet went out and I was shooting to get it up in a panic.
No problem. No problem. I appreciate you still coming on. I just did an hour with my brother was the veteran guest tonight. He's a U.S. Army Ranger and a badass. So it was easy to kill an hour of time talking and sharing stories with that psychopath. So it all worked out in the end. I see that your hand is all bandaged up. I know that you had a break during the fight. Did it require surgery or
no
surgery?
I set it back myself. Funny enough, man. It was a real good break, a simple break on my ring finger metacarpal, the metacarpal of my ring finger right here. But I could feel that it was out. You know, I'm real good. I do physical therapy, not really certified, but I've had so much done. When I'm there, I ask how to do things. I've got real good with the body, personal training, and I literally felt that thing, and I kind of popped it and pulled it. I felt it set into place, of course, after my x-ray at the chiropractor, and it set into place. So I went to the doctor yesterday, and I told him, I was like, I think I got it set, to be honest. So they did a new x-ray on it, and the guy's like, dude, we couldn't fix it no better with a pin. And
awesome.
He said, unbelievably, it's straight as hell. And he's like, we're gonna put a little half cast or whatever on it for 4 weeks, and I'll be back training. Now there's an issue with my shoulder. I had slightly injured or something, so there's an issue with that. But that's why I went into my fight with a slight bit of injury, and I think I've maybe pulled my medial bicep head, a bunch of simple stuff that might take about 6 to 8 weeks. But man, 6 to 8 weeks, I'm gonna be back ready to bang again.
Hell yeah. The shoulder surgery. I mean, the shoulder will not require surgery, correct?
I don't know yet, man. I'm gonna have an MRI. I'm praying and I'm doing this shit, but I am a psycho.
I blew my shoulder up a few years back, and I don't know about snapping punches off, on a regular basis. That might be something, but I was able to do my military job. I was loading aircraft, and I was going on missions and stuff, but I was still able to move around. And I had tore my bicep off it came off the shoulder and slid down.
So it might be a medial bicep head. It could be my rotator cuff, but I've got good, no matter what it is. I get surgery and be back in 3 or 4 months. I got stem cell doctors waiting, PRPs, and plus I'm a soldier, man. I move forward. What is it? My grandpa said, if you don't move it, you lose it.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, anybody who's watching right now and anybody that doesn't know who Joe Elmore is, you need to get on the BKTV app, Go back, watch all his fights. You just put in another fight the other night. You were pretty much, I think, did they have Fight of the Year awards for BKFC?
Yeah, I got
Because
Fight of the Year last year.
last year with Tom Schoaf. Okay.
Yeah,
So
we
I
got dual Fight of the Night. The official Fight of the Night wound up being Diaz. I don't know what the hell that was, but they gave us dual Fight of the Night afterwards in the fight meeting. They said they were going to bonus me and Leonard Garcia for Fight of the Night, and also the Diaz and the red-headed Irish kid that went to war as well. So there was a dual Fight of the Night.
Now I gotta ask.
I believe, man, that'll be fight of a millennium, dude. The blood squirting, the painted mat. My father wants to buy the mat so I can take square pieces, cut it out, and sign it for all my fans and my sponsors, and one for me. I'm gonna cut out the spot where I was in my corner if they ain't sold that bloody mat already, where I first squirted all that blood out. And I'm having it in my man room by my kegerator.
Hell yeah. I was telling people about it. They were asking me about the event, and people that didn't see it. I'm like, I'm telling you, when the end of the main event was over, it looked like someone took 2 paintbrushes and put it in blood and just fucking slung that shit all over the ring. It was a masterpiece. It was great.
Yeah,
I wanted to
hashtag Picasso to all my fight photos.
I mean, how much fun you came out on the losing end, but it was an absolute classic war. It was a classic Leonard Garcia. It was a classic Joe Elmore fight. You guys never ceased to put on a beautiful piece of violence. It was what everybody expected. Were you surprised by how much gas the 41-year-old legend still had in the tank and the power in his hands? I know that you dropped him and it looked like you had him at one point, but he had a lot of resilience getting up.
Yeah, I couldn't follow up, man, with any punches on him. He didn't go down to his knee, so I didn't drop him. I had him wobble 2 or 3 times, but I just couldn't follow up. The break was in the second round when I landed the uppercut and lifted him up. And he did the stanky leg and the helicopter with his hands for a minute. Yep. But he came right back, dude. I'm honored because I believe what it was is he for guys like me, if I don't believe in hitting women, so it ain't no fun, to beat up a kid. It ain't no fun to steal candy from no lady or baby. You know what I mean? Like Leonard Garcia is a monster, and I'm a monster. And when you're facing a monster, it makes you the best version of yourself. Because he was fighting for his family. I fight for my wife, my kids, my family, my future. And that's what he was doing. He knew he was going to retire before this fight. And he came as the best version of himself. When he beat Julian Lane, he looked a little pudgy. I ain't going to lie. I love Leonard, but
he did, yeah. And he actually looked – he looked better. He looked better physically against Ehlers. He actually looked better. Yeah, he looked better physically.
But even against me, man, he came out there with he had a 6-pack in pecs, and you could see he didn't look like that except for when he fought Max Holloway. I think it's the last time he looked like that when he went to a split decision with him. So it was amazing, man. Dude, it wasn't surprising. I knew Leonard was going to be like that. I was surprised he was able to take about 1 or 2 of those right hands that I threw. But again, man, with a guy like him, I knew it was going to take my game plan was 6-3-6, 3-6-3 and 6-3-6. That man likes to drop his head and swoop from that overhand, or drop his head and swoop from the other side. And he does that a lot. That's where his power shots, that's where every knockout he's ever had comes from. He kicks that Mike Tyson hip same way I do. And man, so I was a little surprised, but I was also surprised with myself. 5 days before tearing my shoulder, almost backing out, I went to 5 foot massage therapists, had cortisol injected into my shoulder, and I went out there and I learned to have a jab. And people learned I got good head movement. A lot. I think they scored a few. I went back and watched some of the parts in slow motion. They even scored some of the punches he landed that didn't land. I did that Philly shell. Man, half that shoulder here. I don't know if you can see the purple through my tattoo, but man, they were hitting that shoulder right there where I was brushing them off and throwing those short counters. And it was just a beautiful fight, man. I went back and watched it over and over, just appreciating the art, not caring if I won or lost, just happy to fucking fight.
I love that. And yeah, even though you didn't get the win, was it One of the most
funnest fight of my life.
funnest
Yeah.
fight of your life. It
Yeah,
had to be, man.
yeah,
It looked like you were having a blast
Did
in
you
there.
see that part where I walked in in between the first and second round, and they showed the slow mo, and I
Yeah.
looked like a fucking happy kid. I was like, now we're fighting. I'm fighting a legend, and we're bleeding to death. Let's go. I love fighting. It's war. It's like, Spartacus wasn't mad because he was thrown into the Colosseum. It was for honor, right?
Yeah.
Like my dad was in the Navy. I got 1020, but I've got asthma. I wanted to go to Navy, be a Navy SEAL. I thought I was going to be a sniper, advanced aviation electronics, following in my dad's footsteps, leading into it. You know how it goes to officer program. But I had asthma, and they wouldn't let me in. And I always was like, man, I can't believe this. I'm a warrior, and it pissed me off even more. So I started working with pre-military programs and training through physical fitness and helping people go into the military. And then I did a fight at a military base, and I've always been able to kind of involve myself with that. And so for me, this is my battle. This is my war. And it's a different kind of fight. I found through what I do, being so tough, it's more of an encouragement for people when they're low or if they're on drugs. Or I find a lot of people that look up to me. I've had a couple of people tell me that they thought about committing suicide and watched me make it to a fight, and they want to know how I deal with adversity. So it's a cool little thing to get to still, and for the rest of my life almost, get to fight and have people see that side too.
And people like see the in-ring side of you, and they see that, like, they see the pre-fight stuff, you punching yourself in the face, and they think you're crazy, but you're also like one of the most compassionate people I've ever seen after a fight. Like, you are so damn humble in victory or defeat, hugging, bowing. Like, Leonard was, I saw Leonard talking to somebody else, and he was like, man, I couldn't stop. The guy couldn't stop hugging me. We were like hugging the shit out of each other backstage, and my wife was like, all right, can I get a hug? Can I get a hug once?
Yeah, no, I gave him, his wife's got a picture of me giving him a big kiss on the cheek. And actually, I did give his wife a big hug too. I hugged his nephew and niece. Like, we're family now, man. Like, I don't ever gotta be. I always tell people, I ain't mad at somebody I'm fighting. I'm an anti-bully. They say some heroes don't have capes, and it was always as a kid you wanted to be Superman or Batman or Spider-Man, or I get to be Hitman. I just don't have tape. And his nephew's like, man, I want to be like you. I want to be like guys like you. You and my uncle. They just don't make guys like you. Just for kids to feel that way is the coolest, man. When puppies and kids, they truly love you and idolize you, and just all the love, dude. I'm happy that he got to go out on a positive note. I'm happy that I got to fight a legend. There's no negative to this. I'm still number one in the world because he beat me, but he retired. I fought with a hurt shoulder and a broken hand through every adversity, and possibly had I been healthy, I would have won. I'm not taking nothing from him. I don't know, but I believe I'd have knocked him out. I had both hands in full health, so I'm going to come right back and get that title. I believe that people got to see that I'm not just so crazy that I can lose, and I still act the same way as if I win, knock him out. I'm still screaming my house. I'm still a legend.
Oh, that's great.
I'm just intense, man. And like I said, it's love me or hate me. I grew up around WWE. It's all character, baby.
You know what you need? You need I don't know if you could see this, the Nate Diaz flag that I got up here. You need to get one of these things made, man, because you got that iconic. Yes, you got that iconic thing. You need to get one of those made. I'll hang that in my studio too.
Funny enough, they call me the Nate Diaz of Georgia.
Hell yeah.
And I bust open the same way. I'm pretty sure we got some identical scars or fingerprints or something.
Did the one on the side of your head from the other night require stitches?
Yeah, it was right on the blood vein, right on the edge of my temple. It was like 2 stitches to the skull, but that was a fingernail. So when he hit me, it was a right hand on the right side. If you go and slow it down, they thought he dropped me, but he missed an overhand right, and it scraped like I felt the fingernail slice it open, and it like went through the blood vein. It was literally looked like a razor blade scratching me for about 1 inch right here, and that's why it was bleeding over that little vein.
Yeah, it bled a lot.
It was beautiful. It was fun.
It was great.
Thanks for that, man.
With that, what that leads me into asking you about now. Leonard left. What made me wonder, I couldn't believe that it wasn't for a title. Anyway, I know that BKFC is all about the tournaments or whatever, but like that, for him to be the Latin American champion, it would have been a great way for them to let him go out on, on top as well, or put a belt around your waist, like the Latin American champion, would have been perfect time to introduce the 165 title to the BKFC.
The American champion, the
Right.
diamond belt.
Right.
Yeah.
So, with that said, is there talks about a tournament or anything? You got Elvin Brito out there.
I'm not doing a tournament. I'm still number 1 and number 2. Elvin Brito, I've already said this. I ain't doing no damn tournament. My tournament was knocking out Will, knocking Tom down, getting fight of the year, putting on another fight of the year, fight of the century, millennium legendary performance against Leonard Garcia, who's one of the best in the world. So I didn't lose to anybody under me or any ranking, or haven't lost to anybody who's beat anybody. I mean, Jim Allen's knocked out Burrito. I ain't ever been knocked down.
Right.
I had a discussion with him earlier. I'm like, you ain't been cut in 10 rounds, but I ain't been dropped in 10 rounds. I can cut if my little sister flicks me on the nose. I'm gonna bleed somewhere. I got thin skin and a thick skull, so it's hard not to bleed when that bone to bone hits. So I believe I still deserve the title. I'm gonna get all this shit fixed, and if they don't give me the title fight, I'll let somebody else fight for the title. They can go ahead and take that title, and then I'm gonna come in and scrimp them up.
Right. Yeah, and the bleeding, dude, people got to understand that shit. Like I had a septum. The septum was broken in 3 spots in my nose. Right. And it was like, for the longest time, every time I got into a fight, all I had to do was get tapped on the nose and the thing would start fucking bleeding. And it would look like, I'd have blood coming down my face every single time I got into a fight. And it would make it, people would be like, oh man, that guy got you good. No, he fucking didn't. He tapped me on the nose. My nose is all fucked up. That's how it bleeds. Okay. It bleeds.
Yep.
So get the fuck over the blood.
Brain damage, you can't see it, but it's much worse. When a guy's losing consciousness 5 times in a fight, yet my eye is bleeding and the internet doesn't understand how I won, it's because he almost died 5 times from brain damage.
Right. Yeah. So with that said, like, is it Brito? Is that who you think it should be? You and Brito? Should it be you and Jim Ehlers? Should he come back to 165? And
dude, I love that fucking fight, bro. That's another big fight. But I mean, Elvin Brito's been around and he deserves a fight for a title. I don't. That wouldn't be fair for him not to. Or Jim Ehlers just pop up because he got knocked out last fight too. Yeah. I ain't been knocked out. He got beast mode knocked out 30 seconds. So to fight for a title after getting knocked out in 30 seconds in a bigger division, I don't think that's fair to anybody. I don't care if he knocked out Leonard or what he did. He punched Leonard in the eye and got him. And like I said, I would have knocked him out too if it wasn't for this damn hand. But hell no, man. I believe me and Elvin deserve it. If I'm gonna be on anything more than 2 or 3 months, depending on what kind of injury and how I get fixed, I'm coming back perfect. I'm not going to baby it or not baby it and hurry to rush back. I'm coming back perfect. I think maybe Caleb Harris versus Elvin Burrito for a title. They need to go ahead and set the top.
In the meantime,
all start fighting for it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not jealous. I want the best for everybody. I don't give a damn who wins it. If it's Caleb, if it's Jim, if it's who comes up and gets it. I'm coming to
who's next,
and I'll fucking fight everybody. I'll fight if Thiago Alvarez drops down to 65, if Palomino bumps up, if I have to fight everybody. I want to be the best in the world. I am not running from anybody, and I want big fights. I don't care who the hell it is. And whoever they tell me to fight that 165 title for, I will. But I'm not gonna sit around and play 2 or 3 more fights, and I'll put my life on the line and break my body apart to be the world champion. I'm not gonna wait 6 months every time for a 6-man tournament and take 2 years to win a title. That doesn't make sense.
Well, you just answered like my next 3 questions all in a shot. So you're a hell of a guest. I've been putting you happen to be the man with the most sponsors I think I've ever talked to in my life. Just so you know, I got them all. I've been running them across the bottom here. I wanted to ask you, you say would you consider yourself a little bit of an adrenaline junkie?
Oh, dude, I skydive, I race cars, I shoot machine guns.
I was going to say, what are some of the things? I know you like to, you say that getting hit gets your blood flowing. You like to take a shot or 2. You like to jump on a plane. So you race cars, and man, my brother was just on here as my veteran guest. He had over 100 jumps in his career. He was a ranger, a sniper.
I'm at 89. I'm at 89.
89. No shit.
89 jumps. I was going to get my 100th jump. I went out, but I broke my hand in MMA. So I didn't jump for the last year and a half because I've been focused so much on the pandemic hit. Right when I got good enough to do it, the pandemic hit, and then they shut us down there because ain't nobody 16 people getting in an airplane during that. And now they've opened back up. I was going to go with my buddy this weekend, and I can pull the ripcord. I'm actually still going to go this week.
Yeah,
still got my hand. So well, as long as I legally can, I got to check my skydive rules. But yeah, man, I love stuff like that.
that's awesome. I think you guys, I think you and my older brother would have gotten along because when he came online here, I was like, hey, I'll just bring my brother on because Jim's not around right now. We'll get him later. He shows up on fucking screen with a gun strapped to his chest with a "Fuck ISIS" t-shirt on, and and I'm like, why? Okay, right. Why do you have a gun on you right now? He goes, because I carry this shit everywhere. That's what I'm like, okay. And then we talked about all his. Yeah, we talked about him. We talked about jumping. We talked about landing in trees and stuff like that. Going on.
Oh man, I have a good story about landing in a tree, dude. I went skydiving one time. And you're not supposed to jump out whenever you look, and the guy who like clears from the edge of the plane, you're supposed to be like, hey, can you see the drop zone? And you're supposed to say clear. And what that means I clearly see the drop zone. There's no clouds. But at this day there was clouds, a layer of cloud about 40, 50 feet deep at 4,500 feet. And then there's another layer of clouds at like 7,000 feet that's like 100 feet tall. And then, like, you go into the clouds, I guess we're probably at 11. We jumped at 14. So from 11,000 feet to, like, 7,000 feet, we're in a cloud. We come out of the clouds. You have to flip on your back and look up to make sure that there's nobody falling through the clouds after you, because we chose to jump when it was completely so beautiful. It was raining down. It was raining up because we're falling down as the rain's going up because we're falling faster. So beautiful. And so we come through, and I flip over, and my buddy's right above me. So now I gotta fucking hit the chute and get as far from him as I can, not shoot. But I have to flatten out and move away from him. Yeah. So I move away, and I realize I'm at like 4,000 feet. So I got like 10 seconds to pull my shooter. I'm smacking. So I'm like, all right. And then I realize I've pulled, and I've delta tracked in Delta. I've delta tracked all the way across over to like the middle of the woods. And there's like a hole the size of a trampoline, like 12, maybe 16 feet. And there's this giant tree I have to flare, let go of one side so I can go into a swoop. And I'm not even a swooper. And I'm in like 175 square parachute, which I need to be in like 110 so I can maneuver. And it swoops over, I come down, it hits one branch, and I fucking land it. Everybody comes out there and thinks I'm dead. I should have at least broke my bones. I don't know how in the hell I did it, but we got a standing ovation. It was almost as bad as Leonard
Garcia. You came out
injury
free?
Yes,
holy shit.
Two of my other buddies, one of them broke his leg, and the other one come out with like just I mean, he was tore up, landed on like rocks through the tree, got stuck in the tree. My parachute didn't get stuck in the tree. I can't explain it. No. I reacted fast, and it was so. I actually was like, let's jump again. Then they shut us down that day. I was like, fuck, you're not.
It's funny how like you were Leonard's final fight, and I feel like you would fit right in with like him and Cowboy Cerrone doing crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like you hear stories about Cowboy and Leonard.
Yeah, he'd get in trouble because he would go like jet skiing and wakeboarding right before his big fight.
Yeah, or street bike. They'd be out on a street bike crashing a motorcycle the night before a fight or something like that.
Hey, like, I made Leonard Garcia before the fight. I didn't make him, man. We talked 3 or 4 times before the fight, man, like on messaging back and forth with each other. But he promised me that if Donald Cerrone did not come to the fight, that he'd let me come train with him, introduce me, and hang out. So that's already in the plans.
That is
Cowboy.
that's legit, man. Yeah. Hell yeah, another legend.
That dude take a fight every 3 weeks with two toes and one arm. He's just like, fuck it, I'll hobble.
Right. There's not many cut from that same cloth, and it seems like Leonard's cut from that cloth. It seems like you might be right up their alley, man. That's freaking awesome. So. What I do with all my guests, I bring them on here and I do what is called a speed round, where I ask like wild off the wall questions or other than fight questions, just so everyone can get to know you a little better, see where your head's at. You want to do it? You want to do a speed round?
Run it. Let's go.
Let's do this speed round with Joe Elmore. First question: would you rather be able to knock out anybody with one punch but have absolutely zero defense, or have expert defense and not have any knockout power?
I don't want no defense. I want to be able to get hit. I'd rather be able to get hit by a Mack truck in the face or a grenade and not go down, because that's what I pride myself in. But of course, one punch power. Sometimes they call me the one punch man.
So,
And, you don't need no defense if you kill everybody in one punch.
There you go. Go in swinging crazy, and you got it, man. What's your favorite movie of all time?
Fight related would be Rocky or Karate Kid. Rocky and Karate Kid definitely were two of the ones that made me want to fight other than the real stuff. As a kid, it made me idolize fighting. So as far as fight related, those are two of my favorite all time. And the other ones that I like, I'm not going to say. I don't want kids to watch them.
Okay. All right. Hey, childhood TV crush.
Topanga.
Oh, damn, that's a good one. When I was even younger than that. When I was me and you were right around the same age. I'm 39, right? You're 38.
Yeah, my son's 16. Yeah, my son's 16.
So
I'm 39 September, baby. Class of 2000.
When I was a little guy, I was class 2000 as well. I was in love with Samantha Maselli from Who's the Boss, Alyssa Milano.
Oh yeah, that was another one too.
Yeah, hell yeah, Alyssa Milano. Damn. Or the older sister on Charles in Charge. I don't, Nicole Eggert. She was kind of hot too.
She's too tall for me. I knew I was going to be short. I had to admit to myself I wasn't going to be 6 foot tall ever.
All right. Being a Georgia boy, I want you to rank these Atlanta rappers best to worst. I left Andre 3000 out there because everybody always puts him in their automatic. So Big Boy, Killer Mike, Ludacris, T.I. Best to worst.
God, I don't know, man. Those are gods around here for that. I love Big Boy and Outkast back in the day because that was my time. Killer Mike is Run the Jewels, and what he does in the community is really awesome. But Ludacris is one of my favorites, man, because of his acting. I actually did my college. I remember the Raven. I can recite the entire Raven. So for my English lit, my senior year, I quoted the Raven and rapped Ludacris. Backseat, windows up, that's the way we like to fuck, loud up, all that. Like, and then of course T.I., but he's a fed now, so I'm just kidding. He's a snitch. We don't like snitches, so I'll put him last, even though he claims to be the king of the South, even though he's in Louisiana movies. Now let's go Ludacris, Big Boy,
Killer Mike,
Mike, and T.I. Yeah. Even though I like a lot of T.I. shit, man, but
yeah.
he fell off.
I gotta tell you, man. Lyrically, Ludacris might be one of the most underrated rappers like ever. That dude,
he makes things sound so cool, dude. He got some great albums, man. That man been around a long time. He's like the secret Dr. Dre of Atlanta.
Yeah. I bet you he's a guy down. I mean, I've never been to Atlanta in my life, so I don't know what it's like down there, but I'm sure he's like, to me up here in the Northeast, like Biggie, Nas, Mobb Deep, Jay-Z. Those are our guys.
Yep. And I know a lot of rappers. I actually rap my own song, and I have a couple rap albums out, and I'm gonna rap my own walkout when I come out. But that was yours. Yeah, that was me rapping my own rap song. It's me and a dude named Jay Killa. But Jay Killa used to produce. It was Black Boy the Kid back then, but it's now known as Rich the Kid, the guy that did Plug Walk.
Yep.
I used to drop him off at Soldier Boy's house, and we used to make beats and let him rap at our studio. And he was like 15, 16 years old and stuff.
Oh shit!
So I grew up around a lot of these rappers, and yeah, these are the kings you don't get to touch. And as much as I know everybody, I've never got to meet any of them. Well, my buddy does fish tanks actually. So my sponsor right here from Innovative Aquatics.
Yep.
They actually go to Ludacris's house once a week here in Atlanta and do his fish tanks.
He's probably got sharks and shit.
Oh man, he's got a nice ass saltwater tank. I know that. I haven't got to go over there, but yeah, he's got a nice saltwater tank. That's what my buddy does.
You gotta tell your boy to give you one of his aquatic T-shirts and just act like you work with him. Go over there and check out Ludacris.
Oh, I'd help him if there's ever anything. There's a few times that I've actually went and helped with like these 2-ton They have like 2-ton tanks, man. They take in there and 500-pound corals that they're dropping off and special fish. It's crazy.
That's awesome, man.
I've already told him like, I'm sneaking in his house one time. I'm a boy.
What is the spiciest thing you've ever eaten?
Oh man, everything, dude. I do the hot Dorito, the hot noodle challenge.
Oh, you did all those?
Yeah. Oh yeah. God, I've done the hot Dorito. I've done the hot noodle. I love that shit though. The hottest thing I've ever eaten was I went to a restaurant in Canada called Bangkok Thai restaurant here, and we went in and they're like, I love hot stuff. And they're like, we have 1 to 10. 10 is Thai hot. And we're like, give it to us Thai hot. And they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, I got my Korean buddy with me. And he goes, Layton, I mean, look at us, right? Like you got a country boy and a fucking Korean. What do you mean hot? And so we get it home. And I think it kind of like, I think that was a challenge to her, and she maybe made it a 20. If not, I've never ordered a 2. I haven't been back and ordered, but like 2 now.
Yeah. And
yeah, we sit here. I got about halfway through it, and I felt like something. It wasn't the same kind of like a ghost pepper. I can eat a ghost pepper, and it was not so. It waited till it got like right here, almost like whiskey burns, except for it's like whiskey that's been caught on fire and just sits there. Yeah. And then for 3 days I cried and refused to use the restroom.
I was gonna say the next day is the worst. It's like shit and razor blades.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd rather.
All right. What is the largest animal that you think you could kill with your bare hands?
I killed a 150, 200-pound hog, tackled it, and yeah, man.
With a blade?
Yeah. We were out in the woods, and I've tackled a hog and sliced his throat before. I mean, we were running it with the dogs, and it ran into me, and I jumped on that motherfucker and took him out. So,
Jesus. Well, that's pretty badass. What do you think you can kill bigger?
I've wrestled an alligator. I guess so. Maybe a 7-foot alligator. I've jumped on the back of an alligator and taped him shut.
Shit, dude, man, you fucking live for adrenaline, then, huh? All right. Would you rather swim a mile or run 10?
Swim a mile. I'm a fish, man. I surf too and stuff. I got kicked out of Panama City beach ocean. I didn't get kicked out because I stayed in. The Coast Guard was flying over during double red flags because we decided to take the jet skis and tow surf and scurf during the middle of the hurricane when I was down there about 10, 12 years ago. And I love the water, man.
I would drown. I would drown. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm running 10 miles. It might take me a while, but I'll never.
I'd rather swim 10 miles than run 1.
Holy shit, man. No way. I would sink to death. That's what I would do. All right. This is a wild question. If you could put wings on any species of animal, which animal would you pick?
Me.
You put wings on yourself.
Hell yeah. We'd be angels. We'd be fly.
Dude, I said alligators.
Or horses. And I would give it to my wife so I could give her a unicorn. Yeah. You know what that would do? I'd be set.
Clash of the Titans.
Hell yeah, right in like Hercules.
All right. What's a food that you could eat every single day for the rest of your life and never get sick of it?
Sushi.
Nice.
The Big Daddy from Hiroshima, sushi.
You can do it every day?
Dude, I love that shit, man. I've ordered it the last 3 days, I think.
Nice. And last question.
It's raw.
If you could swap bodies with any person for 24 hours, who would you choose and why?
I can't say that, my wife is man. I can say Halle Berry, and no, I'm just playing the mirror all day. I don't know if I could swap bodies with anybody. It's gonna piss a lot of people off. Donald Trump would transfer my bank account. I would Jeff Bezos. No, Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos, there you go.
I would be Jeff Bezos for 24 hours, and when I wasn't Jeff Bezos, I would be Joe Elmore with Jeff Bezos' money.
That's a fucking great answer. Holy shit. I did not think like that at all. I was like, man, who is like a super rich, famous guy that probably one of my buddies said Dan Bilzerian. You know who that guy is? Dan Bilzerian. Dan
Sounds like a
Bilzerian.
one-percenter.
Well, yeah, Dan Bilzerian is like this super rich dude that's single. He has he has like $100 million, no wife, no kids. He has tanks, guns, 50 of the hottest women around him at all times, jets, cars, and the guy lives the craziest fucking life ever. That would probably be a pretty cool pick, but Jeff Bezos for a day to transfer all the money to Joe Elmore's bank account.
And then Joe Elmore would have tanks and helicopters and pilots.
And then you'd be jumping out of your own planes, man. You'd have pilots.
I was say we'd be playing Cowboys and Indians for real. I'd be like, that'd be a hell of a game of paintball from a helicopter.
Oh, man, that's great. Good answer. I loved all your answers, man. You're a great dude. Thank you very much for the performance that you put on at BKFC 16 with Leonard. It stood up to every expectation that anybody had for it. Everyone kept saying you guys were like kind of mirror images of yourself on going into it. Ultraviolet fighters, no back down from anybody, and you guys
go look at the only time they posted stats. What's so funny about them saying we're identical in the second round, which they said I lost 5 rounds. It was 71 strikes landed at 38.8%. It was so 71 thrown, 24 landed at 38.8%. Both of us identical.
Exactly.
In the second round. And I would like to see the final stats just out of all curiosity.
Hey, you want to know something that's pretty cool? And this really doesn't have. I mean, this is just like a cool thing for me because this is a new podcast. I started this podcast back on Veterans Day last year, November 11th, 2020. I started this podcast. My brother was one of my first guests as a veteran, and I wanted a fighter and a veteran, I wanted some sort of combat sport person and a combat veteran every single episode. So now I'm 27 episodes in, and I have a logo and all this shit. And I've been like meeting you guys. I've been meeting fighters and whatnot. And for Leonard, I had made this photo because I've been a Leonard Garcia fan for fucking 20 years. So I made him this photo and I sent it to him. I was like, hey, man, I made this for you. If you like it, you can post it on your social media or whatever. That was his banner in the ring that night. That banner behind him.
That's gnarly.
Yeah. He fucking wrote back to me and he was like, I love it. Send it to this email and I'm going to use it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then boom, holy shit. The Mission Accomplished logo is on a banner in a fucking main event of a BKFC. You know, I was like, wow, this is super fucking cool, man. Very cool.
Yeah, that was super awesome. He's a good ass dude, man. I gotta get my man crush under control. Just because I love men like me, dude. They're just good men. It just is. I'd say not like me, just their own individual, but just real dudes, man.
Yeah.
Guys that I can hang out with, and I appreciate them that love their wives and take care of their family. That's good shit to me. The most important champion shit.
Yeah, I appreciate you for coming on here, man. It was an honor to meet you, and I can't wait to see your next fight. I hope your hand heals up soon, and I really want to see the title fight be with you and either Brito. I think that's the one that should be made. But if the hand's going to hold it up, and you're okay with a Caleb Harris and Elvin Brito fight. Yeah, you're a fucking stand-up dude for that. We'll get that one out of the way. We'll get you healthy and get you back in there, and we'll see another classic. You know what I mean? And you're definitely in the running. You're definitely in the running for another fight of the year candidate. You know what I mean? I don't like. There's BKFC's on fire right now because that Taylor Starling fight from Knucklemania was fucking insane. The Diaz fight on your card was great. Your guys was a classic. Like they got lots to choose from, and we're only 3 months into the year.
Yep, it's going to keep being like this, man. They keep bringing in Nate Shook's doing a great job matchmaking. David Fielding's doing a great job promoting it, pushing it. We just got Alabama approved. It's moving fast, man, and I'm just glad to be on the train. Choo-choo.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for battling through your internet issues. I'll give you an opportunity to shout out anything you want to shout out now. I had your sponsors going earlier, but they were cruising by pretty quick at the bottom there. If you want to shout, go ahead.
I'm gonna cruise by real quick too. Let me go ahead and get them out real fast. Veteran Farms, Down to Earth Irrigation and Landscaping, Quit Bitching Coalition, Eat Clean, bro. Seriously, eat clean, y'all. It helps your life. Sunshine Roofing LLC, Innovative Aquatics, Nivea Health. They take care of everything. My stem cells are going to get me back fighting fast. Thanks to them. Jason Creasy Law Firm. Ain't nobody going to screw me over on my contracts. Thank you very much. Hardline Roofing, HOS, House of Sounds, Cigar Store Idiots Podcast, Rooftop Supplements, Just Heart Apparel, Atlanta Wrapping Testing, Guard Ingo Mouth Guards, ADM Automotive, Steve Tyson, the Hitman, originally in 1990. He's a former UFC veteran that's given me permission to use Hitman as my name. We're now brothers. Bell Bonds by Mark Harris. I won't ever need him, but if you ever do, hit him up. Fight Promotions. Randy, thanks. Dog Pound Ambition. That's all the Dog Pound Ambition. Pay attention most to that because it's not a sponsor. I sponsor and support them. It's whether the homeless or kid. We find kids that ain't got fathers or good influences or just bad situations or no money. We train them at parks. We give them scholarships to the gym. I've got a bunch of guys this weekend. The Black Orchids were going down. I've actually got a girl named Haas. She's going to be at the tryouts knocking girls out here soon for BKFC. They're going to be at Sammy Collingwoods this weekend. I love and support them. Y'all, please, if you want to donate to them, it's Black Orchids. Check it out on my link on my Facebook or at Joe Hitman 187 on Instagram. I'll share the link. Donate to them. They literally rent a van. It just pays for all the kids to go to the tournaments, to any extra equipment or gas money, or sometimes the kids ain't got light bills. We pay their light bills, whatever. Just donate to them. Nature's Cure CBD. Be as naturally as you can in any cure, even if it ain't nature's cure. Just be natural.
Hell yeah, dude.
And my beautiful wife, she puts everything together. She's my best friend. She's my corner. She's my manager. She runs Hitman. She runs 187 Management. Helps all these other fighters. And God, because He gave me it all.
Hell yeah, Joe. You guys got a lot of good stuff going for you, and I appreciate you coming on. And I hope to see you again soon, and hope to have you back on sometime.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody for your patience. And thank you.
All right, buddy. Take it easy. Thank you for coming on.
Take it easy, brother.
All right, that was Joe Hitman Elmore. Oh man, that's so cool that he battled through his internet issues. It's like, we live in this world of internet and technology and shit, and we can only do what we can as long as it's working for us. Anyways, I want to thank him. I got to do my sponsor read. I did not do that in the beginning of the show because I kind of got a little thrown off, but Holding Hands Massage and Therafix. We got Jackie Holden over there. She can do body scans. She can do trigger point therapy. She can alleviate chronic pain, long-term pain that you've been dealing with for years, back pain, neck pain, knee pain, elbows, toes, ears, whatever. I don't know about the ears, but she is registered with the VA. She, registered with the Department of Veteran Affairs. Veterans can go to holdenhandsmassage.com, get an appointment with her. You got to go see your provider, get a referral, and then you can just book an appointment with Jackie. Non veterans go to massagetherapix.com. And my other sponsor is the one and only Killfoot Clothing, and they are the makers. I'm going to just throw their logo up here. Killfoot Clothing. They made my shirt, the Mission Accomplished shirt, which I do have new ones in stock right now. They are flying out the door, and I appreciate everybody for the love and support, buying the shirts up and wearing them and showing them around. You guys have the best night ever. I appreciate you. It's an hour and 48 minutes in right now, and I still got people on here watching the show. So tune in tomorrow night. The Mike and Mish show will be back with 2 guests. Can you believe this? Leonard Garcia will be there. He will be on right after the hottest new female signing in the BKFC, Crystal, the Rugged Beauty Pittman. The BKFC is signing a lot of new girls, man. They got Audra Cummins, who came on the show, and she's the shit. Then they signed Crystal Pittman. So, the ladies division is really starting to stack up. We're going to talk to her about that, and then we're going to talk to the legend himself, Leonard Garcia, fresh off of another classic performance. you guys, you already had the Max Holloway fight in your brain. You already had the Roger Huerta. You already had the fucking Korean Zombie. You already had the freaking Julian Lane fights all up in there in your memory bank already. Leonard gives us one more classic to file away in there for the rest of our lives before he hung it up. And we love him for that, and we appreciate it. With all that said, tune in tomorrow night, 9 p.m., Mike and Mish show. Thank you for tuning in to Mission Accomplished. Peace.